till my speakers come blow. I'll keep going till my speakers come blow. I'll keep going till my speakers come blow. I'll keep going till my speakers come. I'll keep going till my speakers come blow. 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 Till my speaker come. I'll keep going till my speaker come blow. I'll keep going till my speaker come blow. I'll keep going till my speaker come blow. I'll keep going till my speaker come blow.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these restless nights, all these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of 8 at Beijing, man, they know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and roll Lex account of Blueface. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brother since 6th grade. G-Wagon red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, acting like the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every promise that I ever made. Music in the background, it's a serenade. Been rapping 10 years, boy, this ain't a phase. I paid dues, paid rent, and I stayed the same. I had teardrops running down my face. I've been through a lot, I had real pain. But thank God, cause we really on the better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. What's a life without sacrifice? Sometimes you gotta thank God and just roll the dice. Pacino,
The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. Oh. Get louder. is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows you got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, yeah, you like it, the way you like it now. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, so good, so fresh. Get up on your feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Just the way you like it. The way you like it. So good, so fresh. Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown.
going till my speakers come blow. I'll keep going till my speakers come blow. I'll keep going till my speakers come blow. I'll keep going till my till my speakers come. I'll keep going till my speakers come blow. 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 Till my speakers come. I'll keep going till my speakers come blow. I'll keep going till my speakers come blow. I'll keep going till my speakers come blow. I'll keep going till my speakers come blow.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these restless nights, all these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of 8 at Beijing, man, they know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and roll Lex account of Blueface. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brothers since 6th grade. G-Wagon red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, I can light the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every promise that I ever made. Music in the background, it's a serenade. Been rapping 10 years, boy, this ain't a phase. I paid dues, paid rent, and I stayed the same. I had teardrops running down my face. I've been through a lot, I had real pain. But thank God, cause we really on the better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life.
ESL presents ESL Challenger League in partnership with Intel, Acer Predator, DHL, Kidia, and 1xBet.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the grand final of ESL Challenger League Season 50. My name is Apples, and I'm joined here alongside with none other than Affinity. You got a double cast here, a double A.
We do. The double A. We need one more A and then we can be the triple A.
We're batteries. We're powering up the broadcast here tonight, but it's going to be a pretty banger match here. We have NRG versus BLUEJAYS, and this is going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be a best of 3 going into tonight. We'll have maps just a little bit later, but Affinity, give me just some blanket thoughts you got so far.
Blanket thoughts is I'm excited. We have been blessed with the opportunity to cast the inaugural grand final, of course, of the new system that Challenger League has implemented with the cup system. So maybe some of you may not be familiar. How it's working is that there are going to be 4 cups within the region. This is number 1. Now the winner of each cup progresses forward into a regional final where the top 4 teams will qualify or compete against each other to qualify for Pro League. 17 teams were chosen from VRS, 7 teams from ESEA Advanced competed in this double elimination bracket, and it all culminates right here. First ever Cup Grand Final.
Absolutely. First ever. Let's see how we've kind of shaped up here getting to this final. NRG and BLUEJAYS making it to the grand. M80 actually forfeited a couple of matches, which was how we got to these 2 teams being in the final. But it's been kind of a battle for NA VRS points. BLUEJAYS kind of had to come up from the lower bracket. As you can see, NRG did knock them out pretty earlier in the series. So they had a little bit of a harder one coming through the lower bracket. NRG have not dropped a single map in this upper bracket. So it feels like they're on a tear, feels like they're getting there. They're ready for this grand final, but they're also playing with their coach tonight. Carson will not be on the server. They're going to have their coach stand in for them tonight, Daps, if you know about him. So that's going to be interesting how we see how the roles all kind of shape up in the end once we get there, but it's going to be kind of interesting to see that on the server.
Well, I believe our Kadir player to watch, because we talked about players to watch, our Kadir player to watch is going to be none other than Exotic. Now, of all of the players that the coach could be standing in to replace Carson, one of the new young guns onto this roster, maybe not the worst player to be maybe missing from this lineup, but Exotic is still here and is still on an absolute rampage through this tournament and through recent sort of weeks with the lineup as well, which has been super exciting. So that is going to be our player to keep an eye on throughout the best of 3, but I think there's any number of players that we could have highlighted.
No, absolutely. And I feel like Exotic is always a player that you want to be watching. An op can decide how your map goes if you're able to hold it well. Depending on the maps that we get tonight, if we go to a Dust 2, if we go to an Overpass, like those are very, very op-heavy maps. Depending on how he plays tonight, it could go good or bad for NRG. And we really need someone to step up on that server if we don't have Carson here, that rifler. Well, he's not the strongest one on the team in terms of rifling. I mean, obviously you have George and Bro there alongside you. So Daps, he may not have that big of shoes to fill, but it's still shoes that have to be filled somewhere at some time. But let's talk a little bit about BLUEJAYS. They have actually another stand-in for themselves here tonight. They don't have a secured 5th. Freshie has actually already been signed to another team as of August 1st. So he currently has been playing with BLUEJAYS through this cup, even though he has a spot on another team. He's not even on their HLTV roster page right now. So we'll just have to see how that goes. But I'm quite excited. We got to look at these map stats here and wait for this map ban. But this is NRGs. This is pretty strong. Obviously, Ancient being their permaban along with a couple others, but this is not something you want to go up against.
No, it's not. There are very few weaknesses across the board here. And, even the maps where there's a little bit of a lower win rate, looking mostly towards Dust 2 there, is that they have still got quite a few reps in the system. The only map, of course, Ancient, where they are below a 50% win rate, is their permaban. So this is a difficult prospect to go up against. But you and I were chatting a bit in the green room about areas of weakness that we'd really love to see exploited. And, given that the permaban for BLUEJAYS is Train, that overpass pick could be really punishing. We actually saw them pick it against them very recently. There was some sort of accentuating circumstances that maybe led to the, I don't want to say catastrophe, that was the scoreline when these teams last played each other in the semi-final.
You could say it was a catastrophe. You could say that.
It wasn't great. It was a 13-4, 13-1, but there was a lot going on behind the scenes, technical-wise. That's been, there's been something murky in the North American waters recently. But I think this is going to be a really interesting rematch, because coming into this, we thought, NRG was surely going to win this 2-0. But now that you've got a coach standing in as well, this levels the playing fields a little bit. BLUEJAYS took a series against them at Frag on LAN, Frag 19, I think it was, very recently this month as well. So it's all coming together, and this isn't maybe as one-dimensional as we expected.
Absolutely. I mean, BLUEJAYS still being the underdogs here. They have a couple pretty strong maps for themselves here as well. Dust 2 and Nuke. And actually, I don't think we're getting an overpass here, unless they've done so much work on this, but there really isn't a solid fifth that they can do that much work on it and it won't be taken away from them. Like, Freshie wouldn't be able to kind of contribute into that as much as they want. And as we know, as a couple of other people know in NA, like, he's already pugging with them. He's already working with that new team. So I don't know if he's working with BLUEJAYS on some new map strats. So I don't know if they're going to be going in and be like, all right, let's fix our overpass, because this could actually go really well against NRG. That just could be time wasted in their eyes. But I don't know. We'll have to see how these map goes out. Obviously, it's going to be Train and Ancient. Their permaban's coming out. Dust 2 pick, Mirage pick. I called these. I want you to know I called.
You did. I need everyone at home to know that Apples was like, we're going to have a Dusty Veto today. It's going to be Dust 2, Mirage, Inferno. And I went, I think an overpass would be really cool. And the fact that NRG don't immediately jump at the opportunity and they actually allow it to be taken out in the second wave of bans, I think is maybe a little bit of a missed opportunity. But also, you are spawn, Apples. I concede. I will hand you the all-knowing badge of honor, put that cap on you.
Yay.
I mean, you've got high expectations to live up to now.
A really fancy hat I'm wearing right now, I guess. All-knowing, all-powerful of NACS, or at least of NRG in BLUEJAYS. But Affinity, I want to know what you think is going to be happening here tonight. Who do you think is going to be able to take it? Because I want you to pick blindly before we go into the server, before we see anything from these two teams. Because we know BLUEJAYS, they take a little bit to warm up. If they lose that first map, maybe they'll come back. That's how they were able to win against Marsborn. But NRG, they have not lost a map. They have not dropped anything since this cup has started. What do you think?
You know what? I genuinely, I'm leaning towards BLUEJAYS. That Mirage is murky waters, don't get me wrong. The 30% win rate on Mirage is not looking good for BLUEJAYS, but also a coach stepping in as such a last minute addition. I mean, what are you going to pick? I'll pick the opposite, because I could go either way. I want to do good cop, bad cop here,
A good cop, bad cop. I'm going to go with NRG.
I'll go with BLUEJAYS then.
Okay. I believe in BLUEJAYS. I feel like, yes, they've had so many reps in this cup. They've played so many different teams in NA. Yes, they know what they're doing, but it may just not be quite enough needed here. But it's time to get it going. Time to start in Dust 2. And we got the dualies on none other
I love
Bro.
it. And I love the position as well. It's so advanced. They make a move here. He's not giving them any room to work with.
Ooh.
There's a flash available here on Cryptic.
No shots really taken by George. Daps is going to be the one to get the first blood, but the dualies are activating in lurk mode. 3v3. Molly's down on site, but Zodic, it's already here. Where are these CTs coming from? They're coming out of nowhere. Klasia left alone on the site. 1v2, he gets the first. Switching through burst mode. Oh!
What?
Flashy.
Oh, what a stellar clip there. But, I mean, honestly, could have gone either way at that point. I think a huge contributing factor is we talked about, you know, the Julies lurking in tunnel there from Bro. They activate, but the fact that they're so quick to respond that it only gets one doesn't allow them to continue having this pressure for the crunch. And, ooh, it's a little bit messy, but there is a force buy coming out from NRG immediately. It's not going to be particularly pretty, but they did enough frag-wise to have enough cash to bolster it a little bit. But 2 scouts, not seen every day.
Yeah, if they're able to win this round back, really disrupts the Blue Jays economy. Bro, about to get smoked out here. Zodic, a little bit of a visibility nade. Oh, a nice leg onto Junior. So many scouts in mid right now, but a Galil's gonna try and disrupt it. Zodic finds the final shot onto Laxi. So much found just in a couple bits of... Oh, he sees a leg. It was very scrimmagey here in mid, just trying to get the kills before anyone can get onto the site. Cat is locked down, but Cryptic's looking to make it.
Exotic's not even looking to move too much further here as well, because all he needs to do is hold the information that nobody else has crossed. And he's not really got an opportunity. Does manage to get tagged through in a window to see. I don't know if he actually did manage to catch line of sight there, but it's something to work with at least. Can potentially warn his teammates to back off down long, play that angle.
Yeah, going to fight somewhere else when Cat's taken away from them. A flash just to give Nitro a bit of space. Actually gonna knock the bomb away from long, at least just for now. Oh, AK's not getting much for Freshie right now, but a Galil's gonna clear out. Klasia finds one, and Bro still trying to fight. How much damage has he done just with a scout this round is insane.
Still needs more lovely shots. Nitro 2 back to back.
Okay.
Flying Mac 10 kill.
Very, very scrappy, and bomb is planted for Cat. Nitro trying to fake the defuse, picks up a Galil. 1 kill down for Bro. Might as well just stick it while Bro is watching that angle. NRG fight back. Tie up the score here and able to pick up an AK for their trouble, maybe a Galil as well.
I liked what Blue Jays were doing there. The issue was that, so Bro's so focused on doors, and you can see, you know, that scout's going back and forth between trying to support doors, trying to support catwalk. Klasia has a real opportunity there, finds one. Another pick would have been absolutely incredible to buy and continue keeping that space. But ultimately, some just immaculate individual kills there, just to give kudos. You said that the scout, just so much damage chipping away, allows for these, you know, stray Mac 10 bullets to do so much damage. Exotic, once again, going for the fights, gets the tag, gets tagged in exchange. Live and let live to start with.
Yeah, but he's playing mid alone this round. Bro's alone, trying to fight this Cat. It's headshot off from Cryptic, and not much you can really fight against this. These are some really strong deagles you have to go against. Bomb site is virtually Blue Jays now, and 4v5, gonna have to try this retake. Not the strongest util set either, just a couple flashes and a nade.
And look at Klasia's position as well, coming from the back here, just to stop anybody that's still lingering, and you know, clear anybody that's trying to help alleviate the Cat pressure.
This is really messy. This is really scrappy. The clocks are doing a lot. Junior adds insult to injury. George just wants to get rid of this one player lurking in mid. Klasia just gonna be the bait to end it. Back and forth this is going so far. The weapons just keep trading hands.
They do. I'm pretty sure that scout is still the same scout from round 2. It has had many an owner. and it will continue to be passed between both teams, I would imagine. But no team's eager to let up just yet. The issue will be for NRG is that CT economy, way more punishing to keep this cat and mouse up for prolonged periods of time here. You can see that their force buy is going to just inherently be weaker and weaker. And that's going to cause some problems trying to keep their name into this one as well. But I'm absolutely loving the proactivity from BLUEJAYS and some of these extraneous pushes on the limbs where they're not even heading towards the site, because you can already see the space taken by Cryptic is just a buffer. It's allowed them to pivot all the way around because they know they've got so much control up here.
Mid-util trying to take a bit more space. Cryptic, yeah, like you were saying, in a really, really good spot. But a smoke would kind of detriment that. Clasia just going a little bit lurking information hunting here at NRG, looking to do a cat pop. 3 players kind of popping out here all at once. No flash, just gonna dry swing this, not seeing Clasia at the bottom. Is going to be able to get taken out, and that is so much information from NRG. Now they can all run up cat, all be able to stop this bomb plant and shoot through the smoke. A little bit of damage. Oh, goes back and forth, and are you even able to see your players on the other side? So low, NRG are. The bomb's still going to be able to get planted, or just going to have to bait out these players before it happens.
There's a little bit of a pincer, but it's low HP, and with Junior going down there, it's all kind of over for Nitro. Especially as this smoke fades. Yeah, absolutely nothing to protect him. But I think I was going to say I absolutely love what's been going on with Clasia being elsewhere on the map, because it's just got them paranoid. It gives them options, and it means that there's nowhere that they're safe. There's always a possibility that Clasia is hiding somewhere for an opening pick, or at least just to distract the attention. The issue is Clasia's distraction and being caught happens way too soon. The rest of the BLUEJAYS teams are too far down long. They still have already, difficult fight to get back up, but they manage it. They managed to put consecutive rounds on the board is the big one, which breaks NRG's economy. And look at that opening pick.
Already 4 players up long. That's not what you want to see when you stack the other side of the map. BLUEJAYS, already another bomb plant in store for them. George's by the 5-7. Kind of not going to go worth it quite yet. Maybe they'll have to see if they can find Junior here.
Look at Junior.
Pick up an AK. Depends on if they all swing him at the same time. Nope, there we go. Got a 5-7. Got your money back from that. Cryptic's already here trying to pick up the pieces, not let them take as much as they wanted. Kind of peeking into 3 crosshairs right now. Oh, a nice shot.
Clasia as well. Look at this. Again. Not exactly being quiet, though.
No.
Is he going to clear this? No.
This is messy. This is really messy. And guess what? He gets the AK in the end.
I think it's a difficult one because I'm in 2 minds about it, right? I love BLUEJAYS going, aggressive early, taking so much space beyond the site because they know it's Nico round. They know that there's no real particular danger on site, so they can go and take that space and really catch NRG off guard. I don't think they were expecting Cryptic at doors as soon as they did. Difficulty is that gives them the leeway, gives them the foot in the door to then try and push a little bit further. And unfortunately, NRG, when they're saving this one, hero AK for this, or maybe not hero AK, the rifle's around it, but when they're trying to save this one AK, they're just going to tuck in. They're not exactly being quiet. It just going to feed them a little bit. BLUEJAYS in no real danger here. They've got enough money in the background, but it's I'm feeling fairly smug about my prediction potentially. I know it's early days. But
it is also a BLUEJAY masterclass map. Dust 2 is incredibly good for them. Junior's on the op now as well. See once that gets activated how that's going to work out for this team.
Okay, straight up catwalk. Very little resistance being faced here.
Yeah. NRG kind of playing back on sites, waiting for them to walk into this crosshair. Maybe a little bit of util. They expelled a lot of it in the early part of this round, so not going to have too much for retake, but looks like the bomb is heading over to the stacked B site, so one smoke, one flash already used. Some molly and a flash left for NRG.
You need to get the second pincer. You need to get
We need a lurk.
Laxley and Cryptic in a position to activate, but the issue is they've already been spotted, so this pincer is being pulled apart.
They're not going to clear George here. Not too quickly. He's actually going to be able to find one. A little bit of team damage helping out the Blue Jays there. And now the two players from NRG on that A site going to have to rotate on in. No utility, but they do have a kit. No visibility as well. Smoked out from this site. Freshie at 2 health. Just going to have to play around this op here.
There's the first, and no, the second had already jumped on through. Oh, it's immaculate from Julia.
Nice post plant there from Freshie and Junior. Oh, he bought a shotgun, refunded it. Interesting. Grand final. Buy a Nova in a grand final.
Not the Nova, the XM. The XM.
It was a Nova, just so you know. It was a Nova.
That's upsetting. Bring the Nova back.
Yeah, I'm really liking how Blue Jays is playing right now. NRG, they're getting the kills, but nothing that's kind of keeping the T's off their kilter. And okay, Laxi and Freshie clearing out that little bit of a push that NRG tried to take control of long, and Nitro left alone. He's gonna have to sit in the smoke with a 5-7. Maybe there's a bit of a gap for him, but it's not safe.
Lovely call to send everyone down long here as well, just for sake mid and centralize your firepower.
Spam it through, but it's gonna do a lot more spamming back with those AKs. Exotic Steagle not hitting much at all that was needed. And now George just sitting in elevator. He's gonna get cleared out in any second, and of course it's gonna be the op.
I mean, what more to say? You talked about it. This is a masterclass map for Blue Jays. Timeout finally being called in. See, this is the one benefit to having your coach on the team, right? Is that you don't need to call timeouts to get him on the microphone. So now it's just an opportunity to have a little bit of an extended chat and have him maybe fall back into a little bit more of a traditional role here. I think, we've got Exotic on the AWP now. That's going to be kind of important. Junior on the AWP hasn't necessarily been the centerpiece that we've needed. It's been floating around a little bit, but it's been the rifle work that's really been standout for a lot of these rounds. Because unfortunately, everywhere that he's posting up seems to be... The AWP kills are coming in very late in the round. They're not really opening up the rounds as you would maybe traditionally like to see an AWP do. Although I am maybe a little bit harrowed by the fact that that does not look like a tactical timeout anymore, Apples.
Uh-oh.
The dreaded words. The dreaded words.
Match paused. No, NA.
CS2, isn't it?
I feel like you've just been cursed with the match pause for years now, and we're never going to get out of it here.
This is where you're wrong. You're thinking too small fry. It's not been years, Apples. You've just been stuck in the delirium of one.
I've been in an entire match pause my entire life.
It has felt like that over the past. Yeah, it's really good to see. It's really good to see everyone back. The off season was depressingly long. But I think it's super exciting as well. We talked a little bit about the teams so the format for this cup was a double elimination bracket. We said 17 teams based on the top VRS teams in the region, and then 7 from ESCA Season 53 invites, which led to some really cool teams being invited that we maybe wouldn't necessarily get to see as much of, getting to take the stage a little bit, which is always very exciting. it has been a little bit hectic with the roster mania mid-cup, hasn't it? So for a lot of these teams, both of these teams have made player changes recently. This is the first time that we're seeing the new rosters in action. And of course, if you win this first cup, you guarantee yourself a seat at the regional division final very early on. And then there's still 3 cups for you to play. At that point, you're fighting for prize pool and honestly honor more than anything.
And VRS points. Cannot forget about that. That is just
true. The
almost
VRS points.
All of what NA is looking for is those VRS points to be able to get into the next competition that could just be going for VRS points. And I saw a meme where it was just all NA teams just dancing around a fire. And it was
dancing around the fire, yeah.
Yes. And I'm like, that is completely true. I mean, we saw it a little bit ago, like M80 not playing their last 2 matches, and then what do? They go and they beat Navi. Like, there are teams that are on their way to the up and up, and it's those VRS points that have been able to qualify them to those events, get them in there, get them invited. So this is definitely where you're going to see the next upcoming up and coming.
I am beyond excited. The M80 victory earlier, what a huge boon for the region as well. Because I think there's been like a lot of talk recently where there's been maybe a little bit of, a downtrodden feeling about how the VRS system's working with, global invites, with how a lot of North American teams just aren't in a position that even though they're top of their region, they're still not with enough points to qualify to these events. And I know like a couple of people are feeling a bit downtrodden. What a huge boost to the mental of the region to see the region's finest taking down one of the world's finest is, what a day. What a day.
What a day indeed.
It's bad when we're back on the flyovers,
We're back on the map fly-ins. Yeah.
I love the map flyovers.
Does too. So feeling pretty strong about the Blue Jays. I want to talk about something that you talked about a little bit ago, is that having your coach on the server. It's
on the server.
But I've actually heard the opposite. It is harder for coaches to coach when they are focusing on their own game.
The game, true.
Because they're not looking through all the different POVs. They're not looking at all of this. They are literally just trying to go and play how they want. So who is stepping in for their coach, Hear
me out. Coaches traditionally are not playing because they're coaching. Often they die fairly quickly and then they get to skip through all of the other POVs.
Oh my gosh.
If your coach is playing individually badly, they can continue to coach really well. But if they play individually really well, they might not coach. Yeah, it's give and take, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess. Up has been opened up for NRG here. Zodic with a nice opening shutdown of Laxi over towards Long, just keeping Blue Jays out of that region of the map, looking to make their way through Cat. Cryptic flash through, not going to be seeing much, but that op has already moved its way over to Car. Lurks.
They've had no resistance. Cat or mid. They've just, or tunnels.
They've just kind of been walking through and getting the kills. Oh, right before the flash pops, Zodic finds a second. Nade coming up from Bro, just added a lot of damage onto these players. Entering into a blender that the A site is, but the bomb is going to get planted. Lurk around the smoke from Bro. This post plant's going to be really difficult. Junior very close up with the op, but Classia is able to get rid of that unknown pretty quickly.
Yeah, the issue is they're just going to want to bunker down. They're not going to want to open up themselves to any of these extra angles. I say that just as Junior pokes his head up and will be taken down.
That's it.
Daps still holding for a player that's dead.
Round over.
I was like, bring on the next, bring on the next. And there was no next player.
There was no next, but insane round from Zodic. They're finally getting the op in his hands. 4 kills alone from that.
I think that something that worked really well for them in this round that they haven't for others. We talked about how they've not really been too eager to take that sort of fight through doors. They've not been proactive through B and having a look in tunnels. They've not really been, having a look in catwalk. They've given Blue Jays a lot of respect. And when you do that, you have to either try find those opening picks. I was about to say...
Respect not given back.
I was going to say, or you have to be really good at fighting on site, and they've not been good at fighting on site. They need these opening picks, and talking of opening picks, they run right into each other.
Yeah, a little bit harder to see the player you're against when you're coming out of the smoke, not going into it. So Laxi gonna go down, but 2 players from the Blue Jays, or from the NRG, left alone, all down to Nitro, and looking like a junior masterclass said, all right, you want to up, here we go. And 3 op kills so far this map. Nitro just trying to get out of this alive.
This is a really nice round for them to find as well, because the moment the NRG win a round, immediately gets shut down again. It's just stunting them, and that can be really damaging economically, and it doesn't allow them to get any momentum built up. But keeping it choppy here only favors the Blue Jays more and more and more, especially when they've got so much banks out on a couple of these players as well, because they can afford to lose one every now and then.
Oh, I got excited. He could have ninja diffused here if he was watching a little bit closer. They all left the site with like 10 seconds left, not expecting anyone to have a hit.
Nah, they just said, guys, it's Nitro. He won't do it. I think that's a personal one. If I had to theorize, if I had to, come up with a conspiracy theory, I think they just went, he's not the man to do it. He's not the man to go for a sneak attack. I am loving this from the Blue Jays, though. And this is on the T side, mind you. They still have the CT side to go. Yes, it's their map pick. Take everything with a pinch of salt. But realistically speaking, they've not had much resistance anywhere. NRG's just not been particularly proactive. They've tried going proactive at doors before, and it's kind of gone 50-50 and left them worse for wear on the CT side.
Yeah, Blue Jays see that, and they're like, all right, we will go to the other site and kill everyone in our path here. Like, once again, NRG, they had a possibility to maybe even throw down a molly, something else towards the doors to keep the Blue Jays out from getting all this space here in long, just kind of teasing them with these flashes, these nades, and Junior's op. Even that angle that Exotic is holding here, so close, expecting them to already be up this smoke.
I mean, they've conditioned them really well because they have been mega aggressive up long, and this time now they haven't. Oh, poor Glacier.
That's Lurk able to find it. A little bit labored of a spray, but it could actually...
They don't
go ahead.
Take that opportunity to push up the site there. They know that the site's weaker. They've got one player mid and they're still waiting, but it doesn't matter when you get headshots like that.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, oh, things are going a little slow for Blue Jays, but the rifles are able to take it. George left alone on an island, finds one, makes it a little bit easier for himself, but Junior on the other side with his op, and what a hop shot from George. A 4K from him to get the 3rd round for NRG, and snappy plays from him.
It's unfortunate. They had enough of a stagger there, and to let both 1v1s be isolated is a bit of a shame. It looked, very adamantly on their side. I noticed that we happen to be missing a junior.
Oh.
But let's take a look at that. So Daps finds Cryptic in mid. I don't necessarily think too much changes with that kill, regardless of who finds it. It's a good find from Daps. Blue Jays don't use the opportunity where they know that the site is potentially a little bit weaker with that player being in mid. They don't use it as an opportunity to speed up.
Yep.
But it's a nice find either way. It shows that they're being careful. Blue Jays, it's a little bit, if you're staying in mid, I'm not exactly sure what was being held for at that point, because they're watching Catwalk, but they've already got sight, so...
I think that's definitely the issue. Didn't have enough speed to make their way up onto that site when they could have. Probably a little bit too worried about possible cat aggression that quickly. But still, they had all that space for that long and didn't walk through that smoke. Were a little bit too afraid of NRG. They had the utility to maybe throw a flash over and just go through it. But that's what we're going to start using, the tech timeouts here. Oh, no, we're not. They're using 0 out of 3. I think we're still waiting for the other player to join the server back up here.
I think. We're getting to see the squad, though, you know, cinematic, like Avengers Assemble sort of.
Yeah.
Also, I love, you can tell so much about players by the idle animations. Bro's just not even touching his keyboard.
There he is.
He's finally pulled out an A1S.
Daps is rifling
isn't
through some notes.
Daps isn't used to being able to touch the controls anyway, so Daps is just calm. Yeah, I'm not wrong though. That's not me throwing shade. That's not him catching.
No,
strays.
he's looking at
Coaches
his notes.
don't
He's
get
got some printed out notes that he's looking at. He's tabbed out. He's like, all right, this is.
He's tapped back in. He's turned around to the team and going, guys, gather around.
Gather around. This is what our play is going to be.
Can't talk right now because it's a technical timeout.
Okay, they're all.
He's turned around to go, guys, and they're gone now.
They're just what's it called? Using their mind powers to talk to each other.
I think we should do this more often. I think when we get a technical pause, we should have these we should have a look and try imagine what conversations would be going on if they were allowed conversations. Because they're not allowed to speak during technicals, of course.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit of a problem as well because they can really, really cool you off. Which maybe not too bad because the NRG have just won a round, so you're not still on that really hot win streak. For NRG, it's unfortunate, but maybe it's a benefit. They haven't been able to put consecutive rounds together. So maybe having the opportunity to actually just sit with your thoughts for a second and calm back down because they haven't been a momentum team. So this stagnation, it's not going to burn them as much. Potentially.
This is the kind of game that we have the cameras on the players, right? They started doing that recently for these matches, if I believe so. So they cannot be talking, cannot be seeing their mouths moving, can't be talking on any other possible speaking apps on your computer.
Imagine if we weren't allowed to speak during a technical timeout. We just had, a moment of silence, just a quick, reprise.
Yeah? Do you really want to not talk?
No, because then I think it's really awkward, isn't it, Although we've got a really nice cinematic flyback, we could get some elevator music in here as well.
Oh my gosh! I think there is.
That'd be quite,
there is music playing.
But it's not elevator music, Do elevators even have music anymore?
Something I'm excited for about this match, going back into the match affinity.
Into the match, yeah. We might not be going back
I
into
feel
match
like
soon, yes.
BLUEJAYS actually have a chance to be able to show themselves against NRG, because you cannot look at the previous match and see that statistics and be like, oh, okay, BLUEJAYS is so much worse than NRG. There were technical issues going on. We talked about a little bit in the pre-show, but there's a couple of NA baddies out there taking some not great things onto things, and that's all I'm going to say about it. You can tell. But it's really, really affecting a lot of these teams that are just trying to play the game. There's just some bad juju, some bad vibes out there for NA. Just the battle of ERS points right now. And hopefully this game, we're going to get back on track here in just a little bit, because I just want to see these two teams. And obviously BLUEJAYS, they are back with a vengeance. They want to show that last series on HLTV. Those are not our real stats. We are a great team, an incredible team. And Dust 2 is ours. And obviously it's been hard for NRG to even come back against that.
Yeah, I mean, we said earlier the Philadelphia 19, they managed to do it on LAN. And yeah, there's a lot of different factors that go into that. But realistically, looking at this on paper as well, you'd still favor NRG on LAN. The fact that BLUEJAYS managed to take a series, yes, it went to 3 maps. And yes, they were all particularly lengthy maps. But I think it still shows really good sort of test of character. The fact that, yes, the majority of the time they haven't been winning, but they have still done it. They've proven that they've done it once. You've done it once, that you've set the precedent as well. The fact that they're going up against a team with the coach standing in, that's also a really great sign. You said they've got a lot to prove after the quite atrocious loss the other day for various compounding reasons. It's all kind of it's an exciting one for Blue Jays. And also I think that if we take a look at the sort of scope of the tournament as well, is that NRG have had a little bit of an easier run. They've had less of these top tier opponents. They've had a couple more default wins to get here as well. They've had that upper bracket run. They haven't been on that, a verge of elimination and that paranoia to try get and qualify through to this final. So they've had a little bit of an easier run, but it has been a real test and character building experience for this Blue Jays team, that they haven't just had to sort of had the red carpet rolled out for them. They really had to fight for this.
Absolutely. And speaking of other events that are happening in the Challengers team. Oh, okay. We can toss a break. We'll be back in just a little bit after this technical pause is over. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Just a couple minutes.
Welcome back everybody. Thank you for bearing with us, and everyone seems to be back into the server, so let's get back into the heat of battle. Opening shots, Junior not quite gonna connect their taps. Now going to be tested here in the utility. Coming out, dodges the flash, actually wants to get ahead and up close and personal with this. Lexi is going to be the first one to take contact, and they immediately back away. There will be no trade. And NRG back into the heat of battle at once again a disadvantage. Early round has not been particularly their forte. They've been losing a lot of these early fights, and they've got a real problem trying to get Laxi out of pit here.
They're so focused on this one player. I mean, Blue Jays, they have been conditioning, like, all right, yes, we're going to be throwing all this utility out here, but maybe there's going to be more happening up towards Cat this time. Not all the players are going to be here. Daps spots a player throwing a smoke out, MP9 in hand. Oh, almost hit the timing there. A little bit of damage onto him. Junior finds another one on the other side of the map, but look at this from George. Getting aggressive here. A nice trade for him, but Cryptic's already on the up and up. The bomb site is theirs. And NRG, they're smoked out by their own smoke.
It's these moments when George has been really confident that he's been taking these fights, finding these multi-kills, and doing the heavy lifting for this team. But the issue is this angle is being trained on missed shots from both sides, though.
It's a little bit Zodic going in by his lonesome. Looks like George is going to try just make sure that there's no one lurking here. Getting out of here alive with the op and an AK and a kit. I mean, might as well just try and use that for the next round.
Yeah,
almost
there won't be too
halftime
much
here.
of a hunt going on. I was going to say, we are going into the final round of the half already. and it's not going to be an amazing buy. It's going to be really patchy from NRG here. As you can see on Bro, he's just not really got the money. Nitro's going to be missing little bits and pieces, limited kits potentially. This is not the round to try close out the half. Nitro, is he going to have a weapon thrown over? Or is he just rolling with the USP? No, there we go. Okay.
Not on the last.
I was going to say.
Half. No. Saving it for the last of the half is always the smart thing to do here. Blue Jays not going to do anything too different, just a little bit less of some manpower over towards long, as NRG have been taking that a lot more aggressively this round. You can see that Bro and Nitro pushed all the way down. They had 3 players sat there, but Junior and the bomb sitting here over by George just on the other side of the smoke, and he's trained on him, ready for this angle. Finds the first. Now just one other player on this site. You can see NRG starting to rotate on over. A flash does disrupt it. Dash just looking at the remnants of his teammate here. The coach alone on B site. We'll see how he fares against this op. And 3 other players, actually 4 other players, as they are all convening in this B tons.
They didn't hear anything in mid, and they didn't hear anything out long, but they still haven't rotated over yet. But actually, the window of opportunity for Blue Jays is quite rapidly closing as more rotates come on through.
Ooh, lots of damage done by Dabs, but not finding it ahead quite yet. Does get killed himself. Now all down to Nitro. Finds the player lurking in mid. Flash thrown over. A kit in an AK. Bit of utility, not much to really have to fight through here. Spamming through the doors, hitting that reload. Laxia, lots of damage from this nade. Slows down for just a little bit. Spots the head, but that's going to be Freshy throwing that kill in. An 9-3 half here. We'll be right back after a couple minutes for the next half of the game.
Welcome back, NA fans, Counter-Strike aficionados, and potentially some very late-night Counter-Strike enjoyers over from the other side of the pond in Europe. We are back. 9-3 is where we left off. It is where we will pick back up. And BLUEJAYS have had a stellar start, and it looks to continue as they go on to what is deemed the easier side. And I have a very sinking feeling that potentially we may be restarting this round.
You think? All the players jumping around with their knives out. Maybe something is off somewhere. And I can already feel it in my toes. NACS.
Do you feel it in your fingers? Do you feel it in your toes?
I have some things that we could talk about. Tomorrow, the ESL Cup 1 final for EU is versus BB Team in Paravision. And if you were here a little bit earlier, we had an insane game versus 9Z and Bestia. The first map going 13-0 for Bestia, the next going 13-3 for 9Z, and it finalizing on Dust 2 13-11. That's one. If you're a South American Counter-Strike fan and you maybe missed that, you were sleeping so you could get here for this NA Cup, I would totally go back and watch that. An insane game from both sides. Just kind of crazy.
That's what we love to see, though. We love our little crazy series. Potentially, we see NRG claw this one back. I mean, the T side on Dust 2 has been particularly favourable recently, but it would be very nice to get this pistol round to open up with. It's a lovely flashbang. The was actually found 2 to kick us off.
There we go. Maybe a third here. He sees the head just around the corner. The shots aren't hitting. Exotic has to help him out there. And now just a couple of dualies here for the rest of BLUEJAYS to kind of help him out. George here in mid, already lurking. 2 guns off the server, all down to Freshie. The sub in for BLUEJAYS. Finds one, spots another, but Bro with a nice 3K is going to take NRG this pistol round. Back on track.
This is what we talked about, and it's nice to see the groundwork's being laid already in the pistol round, is that NRG were giving them a lot of respect on the CT side, and they were letting them have mid and catwalk and tunnels for free, absolutely no fights for it. So they were just bunkering down on site, but the issue was they weren't taking these opening duels, they weren't winning these opening duels. It meant that every single encounter happened on site, they were losing them, and then they just had every round at a disadvantage. I like that we're already seeing the opening duels a little bit more confident, a little bit more aggressive. And actually, BLUEJAYS is not willing to let this one go without a fight. They have also decided to force up into this one, very reminiscent of our first half.
I like this force. This is going to make this spray a little bit more labored for NRG with a lot of armor here, but Daps and this flying MAC-10 is not going to let them go without a fight. The bomb gets planted and 2 CTs having a retake from lower. Going to make it a little bit harder. Nitro needed a nade to really kill him here. Khalil is going to clear him out here, George, finding a 2K.
And this is why they talk about the 9-3 curse, the Zonix law of MR12, because suddenly NRG 9-5, yeah, it doesn't look amazing right now, but BLUEJAYS is not really in a position financially to contest this round. Then it goes 9-6, then potentially 9-7 on the horizon, and that's only a 2-round difference. So the floodgates have been opened for NRG to claw back a lot of this lost ground on the scoreboard. Ooh, the gamble stack. Footsteps can be hurt. Daps might be in for a world of hurt.
Yes, but I feel like it's BLUEJAYS that are getting hurt here instead. So much damage just from the MAC-10. Freshie finds a kill of his own. The MAC-10 out of contention, at least for now. The B-site's already being taken. Just down to Nitro just to get these last couple kills over in long. So, switches to the Deagle, finds one. All down to Cryptic, and he just wants to get a little bit more money out of this Deagle if possible.
I don't know if anyone's even going to show their face, though. That's the thing. Is that potentially we see Bro run into a little bit of an encounter here, but if he could step into catwalk, he might just genuinely not see anyone.
Yeah, I mean, all the way in catwalk. Going to be able to get safe here.
Save for Deagle, no armor. It is, it's one of the saves of all time. Better than nothing, don't get me wrong.
Real.
But
better than nothing.
Oh, no.
Oh, yep. Bro, able to find that. That's extra money for him, too, with that MAC-10. So much kind of being built up from these T-side NRG players just with these couple of MAC-10s. Really good for their economy, especially in these early rounds. Going to be able to get them a nice launch pad to work against a full buy from BLUEJAYS here.
Yep. That is going to be a lovely buy to work with. Junior has managed to get that all out fairly early on here and might not be able to put it to too much use early round here, although having said that, actually reposition into mid.
Really good spacing here from Laxi, able to get that kill onto Daps, and now they have a way that they can pinch a couple of players from NRG. But Laxi, instead of going out through long, just going to be holding on this A site. Nice shot from Junior, not going to be able to fall away too quickly. Nitro is on a tear with this Galil, finds two. That B site almost completely open. They have to fight through Classia here first.
Ooh, I love the position from Laxi because it now traps them in mid. It traps them just past doors, and actually it's not going to matter if they keep peeking one by one. Exotic can take them down one by one.
Nice spray from Cryptic,
but they know where the last is now.
They know where he is. They know where he's going to be able to retake here. I mean, honestly, this would be an insane round for him to get, but both of these players had their angles trained onto anywhere that he could come enter in. Bro hidden from this window position. Zodic able to peek out. So he picks up a kit. He can take a little bit more time, but that headshot, NRG finds their 7th. And Op also picked up for them.
Yep, and suddenly that gap's not looking so scary anymore, is it, Apples? From 9-3 to 9-7 in, honestly, kind of a blink of an eye here. There will be a buy to try and contest this, but again, it's not exactly great. MP9s and a whole heck of a lot of missing utility here. It's going to give them a lot of problems to work with, especially over on that B site, where there seems to be a little bit of early presence, but Classy, I think, just wants to take the fight.
Starting to get a little bit more aggressive here, and I want Cryptic to be joined up with another player here on Cat. But already pushed off this angle, his opportunity gone for a little bit more map control.
And actually, he decides not to just wait for the Molotov to go and peek the angle. He's decided it's just too risky now. It has to just fully fall back and reposition. Now comes out that smoke. It's going to block off their own entrance into the site, and BLUEJAYS with one of their own. It is absolutely no man's land here.
Yeah, this is a really weird couple of smokes that they're going to have to fight through. They do have some flashes they can lob over, but still worried about a push from BLUEJAYS from under, but they are nowhere to be found. They are all on the site or in mid. Molly out, knocks Freshie out that angle. The MP9 doing a lot of work, but kills go in the way of BLUEJAYS so far. Oh, never mind. Bro and Nitro find 2. Now BLUEJAYS locked out of this site. Cryptic forced into it. Oh, he can actually play around this smoke a little bit, but Bro finds him just through it.
Laxi, near enough buy, but nothing really can be done. That HE devastating.
Once again, just in a rocker-hard place, he's able to swing in, grab one for himself, but not enough to finish this round for the BLUEJAYS.
My thoughts on that were is that they had somebody posted up at long doors, right? And hadn't heard anything at all, right? Like, there'd been no footsteps, there'd be no utility, no smoke, right? They have Junior on the scout looking through mids, and they've actually got 2 of them looking through mid doors, right? And they see nothing. They see nobody enter tunnels. They see nobody enter, go onto catwalk, but they still don't rotate B. They should have all of the information that there's nowhere else that they could be heading. But they don't choose to rotate, and unfortunately, site gets lost. It's an unbreakable site at the best of times, and then 1 versus 3 on top of that.
Messy in mid here. Dink from a USP. Classia just around this corner. USP kind of baiting this M4, not knowing about the buy for the Blue Jays. Buddy's been very questionable. Really depends on who's going to be able to fight through these doors first. If Daps runs through here, that is not that strong of a player that you can get upset about losing that life in that trade. There we go. Classia finds it. George gets the lurk here from Laxi, just a little bit too close to those doors. Now everything kind of opening up for NRG over towards long, but you can already see Blue Jays. They've rotated over here. Couple of scouts. See how this works. They're not too low in health. The ops shines back in response. Smoke has a bit of a gap, but that's all right. Just a little bit dinked down for Nitro. Ooh, this is really messy. There we go. Classia, the only person in mid left alone. He's able to find 2 for himself, and he's already about to go get hunted by Class.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation here for Classia, is that the positioning of Bro meant that it was so difficult for Classia to regroup for them to try and hit the sites. And the issue is, it's so much attention, so much tunnel vision is required to deal with Bro in order to even regroup. And, you know, you can't drag your teammates' focus away because they're making sure that you're not going to get proactively hunted here as you try and regroup. It's all a little bit of a mess. Bro, they're just holding the line for so much space and actually tied up the scoreboard from 9-3 to 9-9. It's a T-sided map, guys.
This is really, really rough for Blue Jays because it feels like they're not ever playing together except when they're playing for this A-long position. And okay, that is a good spot. Laxi has been very proactive with getting those long kills. They just need to make sure that they can keep the numbers up on their side, because just like that, NRG, they're like, okay, you disrupted us long. We are going to start taking space somewhere else. We are going up cat. They're being very, very proactive when we didn't see that too much from the Blue Jays on their T side.
No, we did not. Junior has to take back.
What a shot.
Lovely.
Not going to slow them down, though. See, they're already planting. They're like, yep, we know you're all here. We're going to start the countdown right now. 3v5.
Chance to take space beyond the site, though. That's the issue, is their numbers already dwindled.
Just holding angles. They're just waiting for this util setup from, it looks like, from CT. They're slowly making their way through. Cryptic finding the first, and Sada kind of left on an island here, having to fend for himself. Sitting in this Molly finds one. Are they even going to be able to defuse? Okay, they have a smoke for it. It's very close, but a kit is able to make it. Double digits finally as Blue Jays finds their first round on their CT side.
Yep, very nice. And this time, not running headfirst into the opening duel. And they're like, no, you know what? Take site. We'll just hit with a 5-person retake. They're happy to let that bomb go down because they know they've just got the numbers to sort of overwhelm and swarm there. And, you know, you take down the first prong, you're left with 2 players, 1 catwalk, 1 on site. The fact that you're able to reduce that to just 1 player who's playing the sniper, having to use it as a shotgun, it's a very difficult situation. You could just burn them alive with the Molotov, as we saw. And yeah, it's just generally looking pretty nice round from Blue Jays. Can they make it double? No, they can't. They feed the opening pick once again, and that's going to just weaken the map control across the board. And you can see they're not easing up here, now splitting and spreading that even thinner. And actually, they've realized there's no information on mid, there's no information on catwalk.
Util's going to be the information that they need. The Cryptic's not even moving from this long position. He wants to clear this out, but he's too afraid of being picked off, and all that map control that he has solo is going to be for nothing. And that's the bomb sitting there. That's almost 3 players waiting to clear him out through these long doors and meet up with the players that are going cat. He's really overextended here when a possible cat play is being set up here by NRG with all this utility. But they do have Junior alone here holding this angle. If someone peeks in, oh, they're just playing with him. A flash is actually going to let them pass through. Able to find one. He's going to knock himself off the angle. And almost a second, but escaping for victory. Possibly later in the round.
Cryptic's just stuck out long, and all that control you talked about it is going to be for naught because he can't really get his name into the battle. Raining down HEs, though. Look at the health bars.
Once again, it's so many numbers for Blue Jays, and they're taking their time walking into this post-plant situation. Oh, what a shot from Cryptic. Okay, starting to fall like dominoes, 2v2. But George and Bro, they've been able to hold it down on this site, and they find double digits themselves.
Oh, it is reminiscent of the first half, neck and neck, back and forth we go here. But unfortunately, again, that's going to favor NRG a lot more so than Blue Jays with this T-side economy. Exotic, it's a lovely opening pick there. The fact that they're able to just keep pushing notch after notch after notch to get through that site, just single flashes. We talked about, Cryptic being, good taking the space, but you need to be taking the space with intent. Having it aimlessly and not being able to really capitalize off the back of it is just wasting the firepower and the pressure that you could be applying elsewhere for very limited gain.
I feel like there's so much game theory that we can be talking about this and how Blue Jays is playing with just one less player and how they're not letting go of space when they need to have more firepower on the site. Especially last round. Last round, Cryptic was way too pushed up and long when he should have been with Junior, with all of that utility was being set up on Cat. I cannot stress that enough. Just small little mistakes like that is costing them these rounds, and it's so slow for them to have to try and pick up these pieces. Long once again, and it looks like Blue Jays, they are starting to get here a little bit quicker. Junior up here with the op, just trying to spot ahead somewhere over towards that A ramp. Just like that, NRG, once again, they're putting in the numbers. They know that this is a contested bomb site, but they have the confidence in taking this. Ooh, labored spray for Bro, but it's going in their favor.
Blue Jays have been very unwilling to actually try and stand their ground on Catwalk. I'd like to see a little bit more confidence there because the smokes hadn't come out yet. They had a real chance that I think, they fell back a little bit too quickly, and that left the players in CT with a very difficult job. It's, you're craning your neck to look at the angles. You really need that second prong to the attack. Well, to the retake, realistically. But they've not been as ballsy in their attempts to keep hold of some of the space that we'd like to see from them. Laxi, I like the tuck in here, but again, so actually, you know what? With everyone else rotating B, I'm a little less mad about it. Mm-hmm. Or not. Maybe not. Maybe they don't. Because nobody's watching Catwalk, and the smoke's covering sight. So what are they realistically holding? I like Cryptic moving over a little bit sooner, at least.
Junior's just playing anti in CT. They're just going to try and use what they have. This is a very, very low buy to try and overwhelm for this B stack. But NRG, they have gone A like 90% of the time on their T side. So,
and nobody's really in a position that they can deal with 3 players in Cat. I love the hold from George here. If anyone tries to rotate through tunnels, is instantly going to be punished. In fact, there's a whole load of them here.
Yeah, I don't think Blue Jays is prepared for that, especially if they hear that the bomb plant's on A. They're going to be able to fake this, but okay, Junior able to activate over in CT. They're getting overwhelmed. Zodic left alone, just check-nining it through here, fighting one himself, almost 2. Okay, interesting setup, but it worked.
The pistols and the sidearms doing way more work than the rifles. What's the point of buying them? Put that money into a pension, save it for a rainy day, right? Yeah, I mean, lovely round there from Blue Jays.
UK spotted.
Yeah.
UK spotted. This is an NA broadcast. You start doing your NA accent, American accent.
Oh, God.
Southern. Sorry, I can't allow it here.
I'd get crucified for that. Is it not enough that I'm up at 3 in the morning?
No.
And it's always
missed shot from Zotic. He's actually going to leg himself. Battle of the Ops here in mid. Tied up once again. You feel an OT here, Affinity?
I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised with the way that things are going right now. Again, Catwalk has just been gifted to them.
Gapped constantly. When they have the money, they have the ability, they have the firepower right now to work on it. Maybe they're just hoping Junior's able to do it. Junior kind of covers that catwalk, and Cryptic is holding it from very far back on A site. But a flash is all he needs to let these players out. They're already here. Labored spray from Laxi, just kind of burning in this molly. Not much you can do as George gets that bomb plant. All down to the
No way they turn this around.
That's a Junior. Find 12. It was a 9-3 half Affinity. NRG finds their 12.
That HE got me very scared for a second. If that had been a little bit deeper, that then would have been a 1v1 without the bomb down. Right? But no, just stellar stuff from NRG to come back into this one, actually. I am now maybe regretting my pick against NRG. I was so confident at the half here. But I mean, the rest of the team, you know, George especially has been absolutely standout. Bro has really stepped up in the second half. And Blue Jays, you know, the confidence that we saw on that T side is sort of faded to a mere whimper.
Yep. See how this goes. This is the last round that they can prove it here. An even trade, but the B side is entried in on. George is not slowing down here. He knows his player is around the corner. And now B-Tons is held down by Daps, their coach. Junior just around the corner. Timer starting.
Yeah. This is just a waiting game between these two.
Oh, he sees him first. He's able to find it. Now NRG, they have to split their resources away from the doors and window and try and fight the player here indoors. Switching to the sidearm, Zodic's able to find it. 1v1. Laxi just around the corner on the bomb. Can defuse. Zodic has to run into it. Laxi finds it. We're going OT.
We're going OT on map number 1. I think it's a very difficult situation there. I think if Daps finds that kill, it's a little easier. As you said, attention gets very quickly and very heavily divided up. And suddenly it just opens up all of the possibilities to just crunch down on this site once again. So yeah, Daps really needed to find that opening pick just to hold at bay. And it sort of pulls away the crossfires that are established on site as well. So a lot of responsibility to put on Daps. He was the only person that was able to get into that position to hold that site, though. They couldn't really switch around. But here we go, kicking off the start of overtime. Exotic missed shot opening up. But now Junior is going to be able to afford an AWP as well. Money, an absent issue.
Blue Jays not going down without a fight. Junior, start the round off, the OT off with the kill of his own on the other opper. Once again, it's this catwalk that is gapped, smoked off for the time being. Junior just holding this angle. NRG trying to figure out what they want to do here. Setting up some util for the A site, it seems. Is Nitro with the bomb outside the doors, but Blue Jays kind of bolstered up this long push themselves. It's a little bit different than we've seen previously.
Yeah, just a bit. Ooh, Laxi immediately taken down, and that is going to cause some problems because now you've got players trapped out long and you're really going to need Freshie to step up to help here. Junior off guard and it collapses.
Just have to go into their cave, their CT cave, and hope that they can fight with their player in long. Just the head poking out of pit. And NRG, this is a very hard site to retake from NRG. It's been literally 9 rounds that just been so difficult for Blue Jays to get back on here, and it all comes down to that cat play.
Sia is being held for here, doesn't matter. Nitro dodges the flash, immediately turns attention back. Crispy round there. 2 left still alive. Now, I think we briefly touched on it, is that the issue is we love the position that Laxi got into, but Laxi going down and with all of the A players being stuck in various notches down long means that they don't have an escape plan and they don't really have an ability to play particularly smoothly off the back of each other. So there's no escape. They are just forced to take these fights, and unfortunately they are isolated and eliminated one by one. And it's just a clear run at the throne. Is that it was a really nice setup, but it relied too heavily on not being overrun just that quickly.
One last word you just said sounded a little Irish.
Oh no.
Is that offensive for me to say to a British person?
I don't think so. See, my accent doesn't come from one place because I lived in 3 different countries, and like within the UK being one of those 3 countries, like 4 different, very different locations. So I don't really have like a set regional accent. So sometimes I say words that sound a little bit more, Cypriot than others. So I don't think I don't know. I mean, you have words where you occasionally sound very British. Apples.
That's interesting. That is quite interesting. I like that.
We're back on podcast mode because we're on
podcast mode.
Again.
Once again, we're back on this podcast mode. Apologies to all of you watching here on ESL CS. It's a match pause kind of a day.
It is, isn't it?
It especially for a final, you want to make sure that all your tech is working. It's a match pause kind of a day.
You should write that on a fortune cookie. It's a match pause kind of day. I need CS fortune cookies. You crack one open and it's like, today you will miss all of your AWP shots. And then
today you're going triple OT. Today you're going triple
OT. Will haunt your dreams. You will go 3 maps and 4 overtimes in each map. And then you can like mentally prepare for that. Which I think both of these teams are. I think that if it had been NRG playing with their full 5 as opposed to 4 and a coach, that this
lot different.
Would be a very different story. But they're actually, it's even the playing field quite a lot. And that's exciting and harrowing.
Yeah. Quite harrowing for NRG not having
this is a person disturbing shot. Is it just me, or am I slightly uncomfortable looking at this one angle with them all just looking in exactly the same direction? It's like when you walk into a park and there's a bunch of geese and that you know that they're looking at you. Geese are vicious creatures.
Unfortunate here for Blue Jays so far. They played so well on their T side. Literally 9 3/2. It was favoring the Blue Jays if you're just joining us here now. NRG.
But they'll get to play T side soon.
Yeah, Blue Jays able to push it to OT there in the last minute clutch there by none other than Laxi. So we'll just have to see how it fares here once they switch over to their T side, if they have enough strength to make it through this map. And just so you all know, this is a best of 3. Our next map could be very different depending, and we're going to a Mirage after this Dust 2, and Inferno being the decider. It's going to be very, very hard for Blue Jays to pick this back up going into a Mirage if they lose this map.
Yeah, it is
one of NRG's favorite.
Feels like a win condition, but again, we say this, they're playing with a coach, and that changes things sort of on a fundamental level. But I think that the Mirage stats generally are just too good, and with the coach that's so involved in the whole process anyway, is that you're lacking a little bit in individual firepower where you're going to need to see the other individual step up a little bit, but it realistically shouldn't change too much on paper about how the map is played. There'll just be a lot more like contingencies for, you know, if Daps doesn't get the kill here, that maybe would have been not as heavily relied upon had they had Carson.
And had
Now,
Blue
this is-
Jays had their selected fifth. So right now,
I've
Freshie
got to ask you,
is-
Apples.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, so I'll let you finish your point because I'm about to go from
No. Freshie's a stand-in. He's on a different team. He's on
is.
SBE team. What is your question?
I'll quickly ask you my question before we go to break. So if you had to go on holiday to one of the maps, where are you going on holiday to?
Anubis. And we'll be right back after this technical pause. Don't go anywhere. It'll be just a little bit longer.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Welcome back. We are ready to go, and we are in overtime, in case you had forgotten, like I had. And back into the map we head, and it looks like NRG heading straight up long, and they want to take this fight down first up, and go.
They're back from break, and they're ready to make it happen here. Already 2 kills from Daps Jr. left alone on the site, and Molly's gonna hinder his visibility along with the smoke. Just gotta fall back, see if he find a head around the corner, but Daps is really on one. Junior's gonna end it here. Now the tirade for Daps is over, at least for this round. Bomb gets planted.
Yep.
Blue Jays, not much you can really field here. 2v4.
You say he's dead. You can kill the man. You cannot kill his ideas. You cannot kill his legacy. 2 kills. He's already won the round. But yeah, just the back away. It's overtime. Everyone has an abundance of money, but it's still a risk that you're taking by going hunting particularly adamantly on this one. So now you can see they're starting to have a little bit of a look, but Blue Jays players, they should be tucked in enough here. Although actually, I said that Junior might
may be able to find one. Oh, he may be able to find a kill here. Oh my god, bro. So around that corner, and now Freshie is a little bit afraid of what could be afoot him. Oh, he finds the first and the second. Thank God for Freshie here on the Blue Jays, standing in. He's able to keep that weapon and drop another for his teammates. Full utility for himself, but it's do or die. NRG can secure double OT here if they win this next T round.
Yeah. And this would be a very nice way to do it. This T side has been heavily favored by both teams. And so if you can get every round possible on the board, you just make your life a little bit easier on arguably the weaker for both teams side of CT.
Once again,
up through mid, yeah.
Yeah, Cat taken away. NRG. Nothing really sat here except for Junior and Laxi. It's just a very weak Cat setup for them, but middle was almost a little bit of a weak setup for them. Bomb down. Blue Jays still fighting through the fire. Freshie finding one blind, and all down to Zodic and Bro. Actually coming up. Oh, does he even see him below him? Okay, there we go. 13-14 is going to be the half. Blue Jays with an insane mid situation they have on their end. Not going to secure the OT for NRG quite yet. Blue Jays still have a chance in this fight for this map. Depends on how they play their T side. If they go back to their roots or if they try something different. Obviously, it's very, very hard for NRG to play against them on their CT side. Both of these teams very T-sided favored. NRG can win it.
Yeah.
And it's all down to anyone on this side, on this half.
A 15th there would have been nice, but Blue Jays now a real opportunity and actually just blatantly a chance to close this out if they can continue the rampage we saw on their regulation T side. I like Brew's position here. They're doubling up long, and they're not actually letting Catwalk get too far away for free here. Smoke is going to cut off Daps from seeing anything, but still throwing in the HE's to part it there, and as you can see, finds a kill on Laxi off the back of it.
Daps on fire after this break. Something new in his system. Maybe a little bit more of an energy drink just to keep him up late. A little bit of a later game. But mid in a bit more control than Blue Jays could want right here.
That's attention divided. They do really have to try and deal with him, and Cryptic's going to be the one to do so.
Lurk smoke out for Classia. It's NRG. Space getting taken away for them. They want to look for some more. Freshie trained on this angle. Finds the kill. One of the players in long. Take it away now. Just have to decide what their game plan is here. They have the numbers advantage. Not much information on the other players here. Op still in play for NRG, and it's going to be a hard one to walk through this mid. Oh,
Not
yep.
even accounting for him.
No. Flash out for Junior and legs, but Exotic cannot finish that kill for himself.
No, Nitro's in a position potentially. I mean, is being held for actually.
Depends on how Cryptic holds this. Goes to a little bit more of a tighter angle. Flash out. Nitro had the right idea, but just a little bit of a peak difference. Does get that information for his teammate. And that op's going to be taken down. Oh, Exotic finishes the kill he wanted a little bit earlier. 15 found for NRG.
They do indeed, and that's what I love to see, is that Nitro, not even needing to find the pick there, just holds the attention long enough for George to be able to activate there. And you know, you don't always have to be the hero, you don't always have to be the person getting the kills, but if you're doing just enough to buy your team the room to work, because with only 2 players, there's only 2 angles they can watch maximum. And yeah, Nitro taking one for the team, goes, you know what, I'll sit down on the frags a little bit. I'll let you guys, you know, use me as almost a human decoy, a human flashbang. Timeout. We're now seeing a tactical timeout. We haven't seen a whole lot of these, have we, Apples? We've seen a lot of technicals. We've not seen many tacticals being called. And I think there's no point in holding on to it. You get 1 per overtime. You are on the precipice of losing this map and your map pick, so really has to be now. Might as well get out the way and done.
I mean, this is really do or die for Blue Jays. This is possibly losing their map pick, going into a very decisive Mirage for NRG. And actually, that's a great way to start it off. Nitro just going to be able to try and get away from all these stray bullets, but does get taken out by Classia. NRG looking a little bit worse for wear here. They have 2 on this A site, but Blue Jays, they haven't really decided where they want to go, but taking the pick on another player on B. It's a lot of the information that they need to turn around. They know where the op is. They heard that shot and just got to bring the bomb on over. Absent Cat has a lot that he can do here. Finds one. The op trained on him. Freshy's going to kill it for him. Molly's back and forth just to keep the tease out of mid. Exotic's getting so aggressive, up close and personal. Finds one. Junior just around the corner. All down to him through the smoke. Laxi finds him. 14 for Blue Jays.
Yep. This is it again. We're on the brink either of map victory or a second overtime here. And these T-sides have just been so strong for both teams that, you know, somebody's going to need to win one flawlessly, realistically here. For us to break this stalemate, if history is going to repeat itself. But this is looking a lot nicer, and Dap's really stepping up in that previous round as well. Not quite enough, but here we go again. He seems to be at the heart of all of the action. Freshy doesn't really want to let him live, and they bait him out.
Yep, good work from NRG to keep that long space, but that is 4 players that they have over on that site. Blue Jays must know where the gap is here. Classia just trying to be a thorn in the side over in mid, get as much information as he can. Bro just around the corner. Has the thought that he spots someone, tries to kind of lazily clear out that angle, and Classia is going to be the one to take it down. George left alone on this B site, has to fight, has 1 down, but 2 more that he has. Oh, Junior just by the legs. Able to find it. Now a 3v2. Blue Jays it's looking a little bit closer to them, but NRG, they are rotating in quick. The bomb is planted and there's a lot more they have to do here. Oh, 1 onto Junior, taps onto the bomb. They know where the last player is. Nitro can hold for this and he finds the kill. NRG win the first map 16-14 in OT. All the rounds, 30 rounds. It's actually just a normal CSGO map.
Exactly. Take me back to the days But no, it's labored, but they get it done. The fact that they're getting it done with the coach, I mean, we talked about this, probably would have been maybe a little bit speedier if they'd had Carson instead of Daps, but alas, the fact that they're still able to take this map, and we said this felt very heavily like a win condition map for Blue Jays, because now we're going on to Mirage, and you know, as respectfully as we can put this, they do not have a good track record on this map. This is a map they've got a 30% win rate on. They play it maybe not a whole lot, but they play it enough in officials that we've got some stuff to look at. And the fact that they haven't been able to find their ground despite the reps they've had put in is a little bit of a worrying sign here as well. But I mean, really solid first, T-side. Both of these teams, CT just wasn't their day today.
No, absolutely not. It's going to be a little rough for them, as you've said, going into Mirage, but I have full faith in NRG to be able to take that map, even with that bad half score that they had at the beginning of Dust 2, 9-3. Not very great to look at, but able to take it back, bring it to overtime, and just be able to win it out against Blue Jays. I don't see anything coming out from Blue Jays unless they're just warming up this map. They have to figure out how they are going to be playing CT, because we can tell they are very obviously a T-sided map here.
Yeah, but we are going to head to a little bit of a break. We will see you guys very shortly for map number 2.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these restless nights, all these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of on my feet when I touch the ground. Front of 8 at Beijing, man, they know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and roll Lex account of Blueface. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brothers since 6th grade. G-Wagon red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, I could like the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every promise that I ever made. Music in the background, it's a serenade. Been rapping 10 years, boy, this ain't a phase. I paid dues, paid rent, and I stayed the same. I had teardrops running down my face. I've been through a lot, I had real pain. But thank God, cause we really on a better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. What's a life without sacrifice? Sometimes you gotta thank God and just roll the dice. Pacino.
The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. 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 How will I get out of the jungle? Everybody wanna stop me. 10 more steps up the mountain. Now everybody's looking for me. Spend my life in the desert to this is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows you got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, yeah, you like it, the way you like it now. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, so good, so fresh. Get up on your feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Map number 1 was a little bit of a lengthy affair. Map number 2, Mirage. Now we come into it, and maybe you and I were feeling a little bit one-sided about the outcome potentially already.
Yes, this is NRG's map pick. This is an NRG Mirage, and I'm excited to see it from them, but we still have BLUEJAYS. They fought to make it overtime in that Dust 2 game. They brought it just within 1 round, even in OT. We went all 30 rounds. It's basically CSGO back at MR15. So there's still some fight in them, but up against NRG, we'll just have to see how they fare here. Not going to be starting, or they are going to be starting on their favored side, at least, because it is not their map pick, but I am still worried about their future here, at least in this best of 3 in this final.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all swings and roundabouts, isn't it? Whilst we talk about this being very heavily a BLUEJAYS sided, heavily sided against BLUEJAYS, sorry, the fact that NRG is playing with Daps, their coach, as opposed to Carson, means that they aren't at their full capacity, their full potential. But the fact that they took their opponent's map pick, even with this liability, even with this hindrance, is a really good sign coming onto a map that they are notoriously much stronger on innately anyway.
Yeah, and just kind of unfortunate for BLUEJAYS to allow this Mirage to come into contention. I guess BLUEJAYS just felt very, very strong about their Dust 2. NRG only have about like a 50% map rate on this Dust 2. So feeling pretty strong and confident that they would probably be able to make it to a 3 map, having Inferno, a very strong BLUEJAYS map as well at the end for the 3rd. But still, I don't see much happiness coming out of the BLUEJAYS. We'll just have to see once we get into the game. It's just been not great from their CT side. They weren't taking space when they really, really needed to. They were not playing on Cat on Dust 2. It was just not anything that we really needed, and NRG just was going. It was set at their pace. They were like, okay, this is the space that we got. Let's go get more. We're able to get these kills. And while we had a couple standout rounds from the BLUEJAYS on their Dust 2, Junior being a really, really great player along with Laxi, it just was lackluster from a lot of them that I wish we saw a lot more from them. And maybe we'll see here on Mirage, but NRG, even without having their full 5 roster, it feels like nonstop from them.
Yeah, but I mean, it's never over till it's over, right? The fact that they took it so far on that map one, the fact that we've seen Blue Jays take, series against NRG recently as well, is we've been a little bit downtrodden. We've been a little bit, catastrophizing about the situation. If you're a Blue Jays fans, don't lose heart yet, because we've seen them win against NRG before. We've seen them win against NRG recently. And so, Mirage, if they can get a running start, they'll get to pick the side they start. I'm assuming they'll still choose to start on CT side, regardless of, maybe the sins of the past map. So it's not over till it's over. I still predicted Blue Jays, and you know what? Maybe this could go a third map. We saw last map be lengthy. We have the advantage of the fact that they've got a little bit more structure in regards to the 5 players that they have fielded today. So, we've been a little bit, we've harshened your mellow. We'll build you back up a little bit, that it is not over until that victory screen hits for NRG.
Oh, absolutely. But it also comes down to stamina. That first map took so long for them to even finish. And that wasn't just because it was overtime. It was because it was just long. So many technical issues that just kept popping up for the side of Blue Jays, which has just been kind of the run through NACS, this cup right now. They've just been hit with technical issue after technical issue, which is really unfortunate. They just not have been able to just sit and play their game, and going up against NRG where they're having a few issues but not at the same level. It's just so unfortunate. I would love to be able to see. Oh, go ahead.
Have we tried just turning NA off and on again to fix it?
No. You say that in an American accent, then maybe.
I can't. Not because I don't want to, because I genuinely suck at accents. And I feared that I would do way more harm than good trying to do an American accent for this.
Yeah, probably. I shouldn't be egging you on, because I feel like there'll be like a HLTV thread about it tomorrow.
Oh god. I dread it. I'll load up Twitter and the first thing I'll see is what? Who does this Brit think she is?
What's going on here?
But yeah, I'm quite excited. Mirage, a map as well. We've talked about this, that there's been some roster upheavals from both sides. Mirage is kind of the puggy neutral ground, isn't it? It's not everyone knows Mirage. Yeah. We know it. Most people don't love it anymore, so I can't say you know what, you love it. You know what, you might love it.
Which would be easiest for NRG to insert their coach as a player.
Exactly. So that's another thing that factors into all of this. It's all of these small little bits that are going to be building up. Hopefully we'll be heading into the game shortly. I think we might have a couple more tech issues. So actually we're going to go back to a break. We'll see you guys very soon to get the map underway.
I didn't know this would be so painful for me, but I'm just very happy that still people are supporting me, supporting NRG.
The year is 2019 and an arena of 15,000 human beings have such a passion for a video game and someone that played that video game that they just received a standing ovation in an arena full of 61 different nationalities of fans. The Lanxess Arena of Cologne has been the prodigious pilgrimage for those truly passionate about competitive Counter-Strike.
I love to play here. I never want to skip this tournament. Not one day in my life I'll ever skip this tournament, and it's always a dream to play here.
It's like going in a gladiator game, and you're just like, there's only one winner, and everybody's fighting to death to lift the trophy.
He's got the first, he's got the second, Zywoo's a god! He is above anything Ashes can create!
You're a bunch of wildlings, a bunch of Dothraki out there, and I love every second of it.
I just want to say something. I miss you both in Cologne. You are not my friends, you are my brother, my
friend. When it all goes down, I'ma run this town.
Laid on flower pots, they're looking that direction. Flaming gets one over, now it's get right time to come alive. Yes! It might be the last, but he's gonna go in style!
In my soul, got my eyes on the ground. I can't help myself lately, can't turn myself down. I'm in love with you, baby, but I let you down. I can't die in this town, I won't die in this town. Get your ass up and pass up your limits. Got these new rappers looking vintage. All I really do is eat spinach, count money up and hang with pretty women. I was driven, yeah, I had the vision. Then Goon came along and made it vivid. Haters living cause we really living. I'm a freight train, you a Honda Civic.
Again, we said double overtime isn't out of possibility. Isn't unbelievably impossible, but it might be. As now walks outside, who confirms the second map for Vitality.
When it all goes down,
tap on the bomb, spray through, smoke still there, Lee's knows he's nowhere else. He has to be there, he is so smart.
There we go, it's Team Liquid, and that's what it means to them.
I can't die in this town.
They've done what no one may ever do again, Team Liquid.
Hey.
The favourites coming into the tournament have just unlocked the Intel Grand Slam.
No one can dispute they are the best in the world right now.
Won't die in this town.
keep going till my speakers come blown. I'll keep going till my speakers come blown. I'll keep going till my speakers come blown. I'll keep going till my till my speakers come. I'll keep going till my speakers come blown. 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 Till my speakers come. I'll keep going till my speakers come blown. I'll keep going till my speakers come blown. I'll keep going till my speakers come blown. I'll keep going till my speakers come blown.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these wrestlers nice. All these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a Benzo.
Do you know what this game needed? A little bit more of spice, drama, upping the stakes and ante even more than innately comes with a grand finale. We've got a last-minute substitution. Unfortunately, well, I think it's possibly unfortunately, we're going to have a coach subbing in on both sides here. Blue Jays have had to play without Junior, are going to have to play without Junior, and are subbing in their coach. So now we've got the ultimate matchup going on here to celebrate the inaugural grand finals of the first ESL Impact Season 50 North American Cup.
Yeah, kind of quite unfortunate here for Blue Jays to have to sub in last minute to avoid a forfeit for a map, especially for Junior. Such an incredible opper on their side. And they're going to have Axed on there as their coach. So they're not going to have a coach. They're just going to have to play with their full 5 air quotes here. No Junior here going into Mirage, guys. We finally have a game here for you. We're just going to have to see. Who do you think is going to have more kills, Axe or Daps?
I don't know. Daps has had a map to warm up, but in the immortal words of CS, are you not entertained?
I'm pretty entertained here. Pretty entertained. NRG is going to have a lot of new things that they're going to have to win against here. Nice trade here. Daps is already entried in, and Nitro going to try and take care of some Julies that are coming up behind. The stacked B site here for the Blue Jays. They're just trying to win it. The battles are going back and forth. Bro is going to get one with a picked up USP, but the Julies are still in contention. Axe gets one for himself. Bomb doesn't even need to get planted. It is just a blender here on this B site.
So round one, we are at Daps and Axe are 1 for 1. Just a good start. But yeah, lovely round for NRG to find there just to give themselves a running start. Blue Jays, they have never been a team to sit down in the second round, regardless of the situation in that pistol. They like to force into the second, and this is not any exception. We've got the ump coming on out, we got the MP9s, and of course, Axed. We talked about who's going to warp. We joked about it being Axed, but he's already got the scout.
It has to be him. They don't have enough time to kind of go and hash out. And thankfully, Hax knows all the positions of the players. Just going to have to play it himself. NRG quickly going into this B site. Dabs just around the corner. Mac 10. It's a blender. A bit more in mid that they have to deal with. Cryptic. Lots of money that he's making this couple 2 rounds. MP9 in hand. Getting the flanker out. Blue Jays' time is ticking. They have to defuse this bomb. They have to enter into the site.
No kit
utility. They have a lot of utility on their person, though. But after a first round loss.
My thoughts are here, no kit. You just back away, you save that utility. But Exotic, lovely position, getting so proactive in this defense.
Slacks over in market, just kind of hanging out, seeing if anyone is going to exit through and maybe get a free AK or something, but no, you're going to have to go into the next round with an up, my friend.
Yeah, not exactly the most ideal weapon to be carrying on forward for prolonged periods of time. But yeah, money is going to be tight across the board. A couple of these players will only be able to buy upgraded pistols. You can see Classier just rolling with that Desert Eagle. There will be no real opportunity for utility at the risk of, I mean, you even see it with Freshie, even without buying anything other than that armor, and a 5.7 is running the risk of not being able to fully invest into the next as well. They've got to make sure that money is not over-exerted in an attempt to try find, precious little in exchange now.
Half buying into this round, Blue Jays. Some sneaky pushes here, but nothing beats a Mac 10.
Holiday? Nothing beats
a Mac 10 Holiday. That's insane. That's insane. Bomb's already planted. NRG, they're throwing as many shots as they can with these AKs, just long range. It is like nothing on Blue Jays matters here. To be fair, they haven't had a full buy yet. It's just the 3rd round, but still, you'd expect some aggression back. It's just been cryptic a lot of the time. Freshie, at least around the corner, is able to juke out Zodic. I don't think he's going to be here for the world that long. Okay, he's able to switch to the sidearm, keeping a lot in his kit. NRG wants this game done now. It's past their bedtime.
They got through one map in 2 hours, so they are probably we talked a little bit about stamina earlier. Even if you're playing, a lot of these players will be able to pug for hours and hours on end, well into the night. Officials, an entirely different beast. You'll hear every pro talk about it. Carrigan being a huge one, saying we practice all of this in scrims and in pugs, but why can't we ever do it on the day? The officials are just different, and when you've got tech pauses and when you've got coaches stepping in, it's all of these bits that work against you. And unfortunately for Blue Jays, they've not exactly had the best start coming into this. And again, in this round, they're missing bits of utility, and there's only one kit available, and it's on Cryptic. And, luckily, happens to be near enough the site that they seem to be heading, at least.
Op's gonna have to do a lot here for Axe, but can't really single out an angle from the AKs that NRG are throwing at them. And feels like they are dotting all their I's and crossing every single T they have. Oh. We said it before. We're going to keep saying it. Mirage is NRG's map.
Yep.
And they're showing it. They're showing it right now. They're trying to get as many rounds as they can on T side. And there's nothing from the Blue Jays that's keeping them back.
No, and poor Freshie has been left in this situation, you know, zombie horde survival here, just wave after wave that he's got to try fend off against, because of course as this B-site anchor, when they go A, there's nothing really that you can do to get your name into the say early on. And unfortunately, luckily, dies before time.
Still gonna get that stack of cash in his pocket.
I've got you can't help but wonder a little bit. We saw Axe pick up the orb, and we don't know necessarily how well-versed he is behind the scenes and how much practice he's been putting in the server using the orb. But there are times I can't help but feel maybe it's better just to axe the orb, no pun intended there actually, axe the orb and just rifle and not really risk having, you know, a little bit clunkier. You're more likely to find success unpracticed on that rifle as opposed to that orb.
I like this from Axe, though. I really like him pushing under here, getting a lot of information about their beat site plays, but Daps and Bro already making quick haste here in mid, clearing out as many Blue Jays as they can. They ain't squawking here anymore.
No, and you can see that Bro's already managed to get behind enemy lines, and they whittle down the peak. The peak comes out kind of awkwardly in mid, so they managed to take down both prongs of this like sort of info gathering peak into mid very quickly, and suddenly Cryptic is left on 4 HP, fires off a single shot, and even escape here is uncertain.
Just a fight to find Cryptic. They know where he is.
I was gonna say, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
When. Just around the corner. Okay, yeah, there we go. He's gonna start fighting back just a little bit. 4 health on him. Daps already running for it. And Daps is warmed up. He's ready on the server with these.
Ready indeed. 5 rounds to get started, and this is the polar opposite of what we saw. Well, kind of. The T-sides have always been strong. I think that it's definitely helped that Dabs has had a map to get back into the swing of things. Blue Jays, it's looking a little bit disjointed, but you can't help but feel for them in the situation as to why. It kind of makes a little bit of sense. Axe willing to risk it all for the orb once more, and it will be holding over towards apartments. So there are a couple of players in that way. Daps, you know, we talked about the coach head-to-head, the clash of the Titans.
Oh,
just slips the net.
Just slips the net, trying to go for a safety angle there. Axe misses the players going underpass. Now this could be a lot of problems for Blue Jays if Laxi is not playing vigilant. Oh, able to spot them, trying to do the window jump, is able to take care of one. A molly out to keep Nitro away for this. But as this mid crunch is happening, lots of things are coming out on this A site. Clean trades. Zodic still here. Trying to spot Cryptic just around this corner. Laxi, oh, the kills are just even enough that Axe is left alone with the op.
I mean, this is going to have to be miraculous. A chance to restore our faith. And here we go. We follow him round the corner. Here's the footsteps.
Okay.
Lines up the first shot. Okay.
Oh, there he goes. Okay, Coach Buff able to get the first round for Blue Jays here, and I feel like that has to be a timeout coming. I hear the little chat coming through.
The question is, which side's calling it? Do you call that off the back of that for Blue Jays to give Axe the chance, you know, to come those? Actually, there is
a timeout, or is that just type being like, yeah, that's our coach. That's
I think that's just type. Sometimes you just got to say NS in chat.
Sometimes you just got to say it. Sometimes it's just it. And with this, it feels like Blue Jays getting very aggressive early on over on this A site. Bro's going to take care of one, and a little bit of an interesting situation happening in Palace.
Yeah, they know they've got to do something about it, because there was a little bit of aggression going on. You could see Freshie fell there, so they've got to be wary of it. But the issue is nobody's now watching ramp, so Cryptic's got to be careful of his own backside.
Rotate call comes through.
Ooh, I like that they're still holding Palace, though. That they're still doing enough just to... Oh, no, okay. Not rotate. Just to send some utility over the top. They've kept the space nicely. But look, the smokes have kind of lured them away and into mid under this false pretense. And now, poor Classier is going to be in for a world of hurt and the Canary to signal what's going on.
Yeah, I was not expecting 2 players in Palace once you just get new, fresh mid smoke. So now Cryptic, I have to try this. Another player rotating to CT. We already have another player all the way through B site for NRG. They're going to be on that lurk so quickly. And it's Daps, none other than the Daps. He's going to be able to take out the other coach over in CT, depending on the rotations. But he's getting all the information about where everyone's rotating from. He's right behind Laxi. Not going to go for a knife. Too much dignity in that, but that's the op out. All down to Cryptic, who was in mid, and the spam through the smoke by Bro was able to end it 6 for NRG.
Absolutely incredible there. See Bro opening it up. It gets a little bit haywire from there, but yeah, as you said, Daps, the wrap around is so perfect.
Yeah.
I think the stakes are, even though it's been a little bit of a peculiar series, the stakes are still incredibly high. We talked about it, VRS on the line, prize pool on the line, as well as the qualification to the regional division finals for that Pro League spot.
Oh,
exotic. That felt personal.
Well, when you know where they're going to be peaking, you know what's going to be happening. You have been playing on this map for so long. This is your team's signature. Hold on. Where you need to be pre-firing here.
Daps is the second highest fragger in the server right now.
Yeah. Freshy wants to change that. Freshy takes care of it, but Nitro able to cleanly trade this. Freshy just around the corner. Okay. Straight bullet finds that headshot. B site is open for them. Not much else you could talk about with the Blue Jays. They can't go for this. They don't have the money.
And look at this, George still in a position potentially to punish as well. Classier on the exit. And they are just going to send bodies at this. They've got so much money in the back pocket that they're not afraid to go for this. And look, with Exotic holding this angle, with George in mid, there's nowhere for Classier to go.
No, he has to stick here. He's going to be able to walk back, but he's going to be spotted.
Timing. Yeah. Axe, are they going to fight? Yeah, no.
No, sure
Maybe?
not, right?
Yeah, surely.
He's scared. Oh, no. Epi9! Oh, did he die before or after?
I'm not
I think he died before. It looks like he died before.
I think just before.
Here.
Yeah. It was close. Very lucky there. But yeah, I love the opening pick from Freshy, but the fact that Nitro is just so emboldened to go for not only the trade, but to go for a little bit more there as well. And you can tell both of these teams just felt so weak and it lacked the confidence on their CT side. The T sides were spectacular on both, but NRG, an extra level of weight has been lifted here. Not only going onto their map, a map up, but they now know that their opponent is playing without their AWPer, who was an integral piece of the rounds that they were getting last map. You can just see the confidence is bringing a little bit more, and it's just making them rather unstoppable, and there's no utility for Blue Jays here. It's all been expended, and there's the opening pick. It's all going wrong.
It's so unfortunate because Axe, every single time he tries to pick an angle, he's not doing it confidently at all. And he's not an opper. He's trying to play these spots. He's trying to be everything that he can for this team, but he just cannot fill into the voids that they are needing here for Blue Jays Jr. It's a very missed spot away. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, it's...
Oh,
I feel like unfortunate is...
He's gone.
Oh, no.
And he's gone.
It's fine. You know, we're used to this, everyone. We've practiced the drill before. Everyone get ready, saddle up for another episode of the podcast. The issue they have here as well is that tech issues get run into again. They are, I believe, out of technical timeout. Oh.
Reset here for the.
I'm assuming probably a reset. But the issue is
server, etc.
Yeah, the issue is that I believe they're out of technical timeouts, and if you have another player go down, you know, unless you've got a substitute listed and who's available, you've already got your coach subbed in. So I don't know if the option to play 4v5 has been issued or if it is just an automatic forfeit. So hopefully we can get everything fixed. It's been a little bit of a topsy-turvy day, hasn't it?
Really topsy-turvy, especially for Blue Jays. They have fought their way through the lower bracket to even be here. It's so unfortunate, all these tech delays that they've been faced against this team and through other teams through this. And I feel bad. I feel bad for them. It's quite unfortunate. They are a really strong team, a really strong five, and not being able to field that full roster, having to play with subs. It's not only sad, it's a little embarrassing because you can't really just show exactly what you have.
Yeah. And they're a team that's been getting on more and more people's radars and been making bigger and bigger sort of waves in the scene. And it sucks because, I mean, they're a team that I've had an eye on for a while. And it's a shame that they finally are at a grand final with the opportunity to not only secure themselves a healthy bonus, a healthy boost to the VRS bank, but also the prize money and then also the qualification to the regional division, which could be the qualification to Pro League, which is, you know, opens a world of wonders up. And again, do you say the line, but more VRS points. So it's a difficult one. It sucks. The fact that they've done so well amidst all of this as well, I think really speaks to the character of the team and to the definition of the team. I believe we've just had news come in, which is NRG have had an automatic default win. Blue Jays are unable to continue the series, which means NRG are your NA Cup #1 winners. Unfortunately, maybe a little bit of an anticlimactic victory there, and huge commiserations to Blue Jays. You can't help but feel for them. But unfortunately, we will not get to continue to see the NRG Masterclass. That is it. We have speed ran through NA Cup #1.
Speed ran through, even though that first map took almost 2 hours to get that victory for NRG. Congratulations to them. Unfortunate for Blue Jays, but we'll just have to see how they fare into the Cup #2, if they're able to make it back for the VRS rankings and everything. We have not seen all that there is in store for those players, so I hope that they are back. But congratulations to NRG, the prize pool, everything, the winnings for them. Can't wait to see how they fare in the next final. But if any closing thoughts here tonight?
I just want to thank a couple of people. Number one, our incredible producer who has been putting in an absolute shift, who has been here for all of the regions and is doing an absolutely incredible job. So the hugest of kudos there. And also, massive thanks to everyone who has been watching and has sort of bared with all of the tech issues. I'm sorry that this is not the grand final that we were hoping to put on for you, but hopefully, you know, we got a pretty good glimpse. We got a bit of a coach head-to-head in the midst of that, but thank you for bearing with us and thank you for supporting the NA scene throughout the rest of the Cup as well. But I believe with that we are going to bid you farewell and good night. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you for the next NA Cup.
Damn, guys, we almost had this.
Thank God it's over.
Bored of endless matchmaking? Take your first step towards ECL, experiencing real strategies against teams of your skill. Learn more at fce.gg/ECL.
ESL presents ESL Challenger League in partnership with Intel, Acer Predator, DHL, Kidia, and 1xBet.